love to see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We should have been on our third trip already up there. So, yeah, we're not.
Okay, everybody. Well, why don't everyone mute themselves except for Angel, and we'll get started here.
Hi.
All right, Angel, it's yours.
Well, I haven't done this before, so just to tell you guys just a little bit about myself, my name is Angel Lewis. I'm running for county commissioner. I am absolutely not a politician. I actually own a couple of restaurants here in Citrus County, the Riviera Mexican Cantina and the Elegant Pelican. I don't know if any of you have been to them, but my dad was actually one of the first restaurateurs in Citrus County. He had the Boathouse restaurant. So that depends on how long you've been here, but that was that started actually in the 80s. 85 is when they established the Boathouse. And the reason why I am doing this is because I feel like everybody's voices are not being heard. A lot of times it seems like the board is asking for experts but yet when they make their decision, they make it the opposite of what the experts are saying. I also feel like there's a lot of there's a disconnect in the communication from the county government to the citizens. It seems like a lot of times we don't find out until after the fact, you know, and they don't give us a lot of notice. There's not a lot of advertisement about what's going on. And I also, one of my biggest parts of my platform is I would like to move the meetings to either weekends or evenings, early evenings, so that way everybody can attend them, because a lot of us, especially, you know, the younger, we're working, you know, throughout the day. And so that means that we can't come, we can't participate, our voices are not being heard, you know. So, and I think if we're gonna work as a community, if we're gonna stay united, we're gonna try and get through this on the other side better and stronger, then we all have to work together. And that's the way to do it, is to become unified and to make sure everybody's voice is heard. So was that a little bit overdone?
Perfect.
Was it good?
Yeah, no, you're doing great.
It's weird talking about yourself, you know. I feel like a used car salesman. I'm trying to say, you know, and so it's weird for me to kind of step out of my usual box and try and sell me to you. But I can tell you that I'm extremely genuine. I'm extremely loyal. I'm extremely honest, and I work hard. You know, I work hard for everything that I have. And I would work hard for you guys as well. I feel like we need people that you feel comfortable with expressing your opinion and feel like they're accessible to you. And I think that I can do that for everybody. So is that okay?
Oh yeah, I like it. Keep going. No, I mean, you know, for myself, I would never really got involved with local politics, you know, until the commissioners started getting real political.
I know.
They started emulating Trump.
Yes.
And that was pretty disgusting to a lot of us.
Then we all need to stand up, you know?
Yeah. Now, how would you handle that? I mean, you know, I would consider you one of the good guys, Mr. Coleman, one of the good guys, Mr. Kennard, well, you know, depends on which way the wind's blowing. But there's a couple of characters on there that
some of the decisions they make, some of the things they say, it's just, you wonder where they come from. You know, you're like, we're asking about a newspaper, we're asking about funds that have already been allocated to the library, and now you're not going to allow the library to decide how they're going to spend their money. Then why have people, you know, have a board of the library if you're just going to cancel out their decisions and not hear what the people want? I thought that was disgusting too. And I think that was one of the reasons when I was like, there is just some craziness going on the board. And, you know, maybe a fresh new outlook, maybe, you know, and I don't want to say anything but a woman's perspective, you know, because, you know, we take a different look on things, you know, and so, yeah. But I agree with you 100%. I thought that was crazy. I can't believe that they said those words. and they made our county look like a bunch of, I hate to say the word, but morons, you know, like these are the people running this place. No one, you know, no wonder.
Mm-hmm. That's a good answer. I want to explain to everyone that I'm not the usual host. I've been fortunate enough to have Candace Christian come up and kind of lead these things. She seems to have a natural talent for it.
I love her.
She couldn't make it tonight, so I told her, all right, I'm going to wing it. So here we
You got it.
Here we go. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, I'm sure Alyssa has a question. Can't hear you. All right. Hello, Alyssa. Yeah. No, it shows your microphone is on from here, but we're just not picking you up. Yeah. Okay, well, you can always put in the chat box. Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, we got a little chat box down here. She says her audio is out. I'll try to compose a question. Nice. Okay, anybody else out there? I know someone's got a question.
Well, we have to see some fresh, new, young blood going for
Yay, thank you.
Yes, so that's really, that's exciting. That's what it needs, I think.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I promise if I get the chance, I will not disappoint you. So I promise that. I have you know, there's 6 people running for this position. So I'm trying really hard, but if you look at how much they had backing, they got all the big people that are backing them. And, you know, I'm definitely the underdog here. So I don't want to get anybody's, you know, feelings up too high, but I'm really trying hard. I've really been going out there knocking on doors, but you know, with the pandemic, some people don't want that either. And I don't want to offend them. It's a respect thing. So this campaign has been very hard, I think, compared to previous ones.
Oh,
so I'm doing my best, but when I have people in groups like you guys kind of getting behind me, it makes me feel really good, you know, so I appreciate it.
All right, nice. Okay, Alyssa came up with something. How would you use your experience in dealing with both the public and with your fellow commissioners?
I kind of talked about that. I really feel like I'm one of those people that I can compromise. I can come up with solutions. You know, my answers don't always have to be right, but I can at least give you a different side of the story. And sometimes I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they can hear, but they don't listen. You have to listen to people. You have to take in other people's ideas, and then you kind of work it out through there, you know? So I feel like I could work with all of those gentlemen. You know, I think a lot of them are going to be getting out anyways. I heard that, yeah, you know, so hopefully more people like me will step up, you know, with some fresh ideas and a different perspective, and we can kind of move it a different direction. You know, hopefully some of those guys are ready to hang up the, you know, hang up their flag and be done with it, you know, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting, you know, election. John, I know you got to have something to say. John Ivan. I don't want to put you on the spot, but.
Well, you just did.
Hi, John.
A while back, I was reading an article or an interview of one of the commissioners, and I don't believe it was one of those involved in the New York Times fiasco. But he was talking about how to open up Citrus County after the initial close down. And he was advocating for forming some sort of special group, not the commissioners themselves, but a special group of people who were business leaders which kind of led me to suspect that this person was in cahoots with some business leaders who like to play the role of puppeteers in the community. That was my impression of what he said. Can you speak to that possibility?
I think I'm telling you, this experience has really opened my eyes, and it's not been a pretty picture. I think there is a lot of that. I think there is a lot of, they circle around the candidate that they feel that they want and they feel that they can control. And that's 100% not me. And I think that's why you can see who's getting the backing from them and who's not. And I haven't gotten, you know, pretty much anything from anybody. I've been trying to do it by myself, because when this all comes down to it, if I was to win, I don't want to owe anybody anything. I want to owe anybody any favors. I want to make the right decisions for the residents. That's all I'm going to do.
Mhm.
Have you been approached by anyone asking, offering to provide funding to
No.
buy influence?
I think people just know the type of person I am, and I don't think that I'm just not that type of person. And I think the people who know me, you know, the big money around here, they've already decided who their candidate is, and I'm 100% fine with that, because that's not the type of race I wanted to run in, you know. So I'm going to do the best I can do. I'm going to stick my neck out there, so that way, I love Citrus County. I want to see us, you know, plan our growth and it not just be thrown out there and we didn't have a choice about it. So I'm out here just trying to do the best for all of us. And if I make it, then I'm happy. And if I don't, then, you know, that's not what the people wanted. So,
Mhm.
but I'm definitely not going to, you know, do any kind of backdoor deals or anything like that. That is absolutely, you know, I believe in God. You know, my morals are high, you know, I would never. So.
Well, you probably still wouldn't be in business right now if it was otherwise, you know?
Exactly right. Exactly right. My dad taught me, you know, you just got to do the right thing and then hope that it all pans out. I will say, you know, just groups like you guys come in, because I had like 3 or 4 of you message me all at once, and it just made me feel so good, because I was like, you know, I don't have all the big money backings, but I do got people that are kind of, you know, coming behind me and saying, hey, maybe you could do this, Angel. You know, maybe you do have fresh ideas, a different perspective. And so it makes me feel good. So.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely what we need. We need new ideas, and we need new blood. We need a bit of a change. And so I'm
Yes.
glad to see so many different people running this time.
There is.
It's different people, maybe not the same old. We're new to the county. We just moved here. So, but it seems to be the same old, same old. So
Yes.
now it's like different people, and you will have young and I love your idea of having it at a time when more working people or young people can attend. And
yes.
You.
You wonder why it wasn't like that in the first place, you know? Why wouldn't it be done either on the weekends but it's because it doesn't fit their agenda. But the government is supposed to work for us, not us work for the government. You know, it's like they got that switch, and you know, I want to put it back in place where it belongs, you know, and keep it, you know, the citizens are the employers, you know, those county commission are the employees. And it's like that has got lost in transition. And so I would understand that.
Mm-hmm.
For the good old boys to sit back and get out of the way.
Yes.
We need
Yes.
some young people to give us some life back in this county. This county is just, we're stuck in the mud from what I've seen, and I've only been here a short time too. I've only been here 6.5 years. Seems like a lifetime, but it's been a long, you know, it's been a very big learning curve. I come from a very, very liberal area up in Massachusetts, and you know, and I'm one of those damn liberals. It's all right.
You're so cute.
And
God love you.
and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the fact that we sort of live and let live and want people to just be free to do what they want to do and whatever. But, you know, I don't want to take up your time, but I just wanted to say
No, I love it. Don't.
new blood, new youth, and give us a little shot of vigor and vim.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And up. I would love it. I would love it. Okay.
Thank you. No, stop.
Angel, what are your thoughts about Suncoast Parkway coming into Citrus County? What do you understand being done?
You know, the growth is coming, you know, it's happening. Those are decisions that are already made. But I think now we have to make decisions on how we want to grow. And we can look at places that have not done a good job, and we can make sure that we don't end up like them. For instance, like Spring Hill, you know, they got driveways on a, you know, coming out of a 4-lane highway. You know, we got to make sure that when we're doing it, that we're putting in the time and we're deciding how we're going to grow and not just taking anything. You know, we have enough gas stations, we got enough mattress stores. Let's pick and choose what we need.
Yeah.
And just don't accept anything, you know? So that's my take on it, that it's coming. Did we put the cart before the horse? I think so. But once I get in there, I would like to make sure that, you know, we're not just looking a year in advance or 2 years in advance. We have to make plans for 10 years, you know, and I think that's kind of where they slipped up. They're doing it little by little, but you have to have the big picture and then fill in the spots in between.
Yeah, you got to have a 10-year goal.
Exactly. And it's obvious to me that they don't. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, planning is key. You do need a 5-year, 10-year plan, 20-year plan. You need to know
Exactly.
where's it going to go? Where do you want it to go? Otherwise, it's just haphazard.
Yes, we paint the picture and then, you know, we allow them to fill in. But if we don't have the picture painted, you know, and you're just letting it occur it's going to be a disaster. It's going to look like Spring Hill, and we don't want to be, you know, that's one thing that we can say is that this is a beautiful town. You know, we have a lot of like nature here. There's a lot of things that make our community special, and we don't want to ruin that in the meantime. Growth is coming, but let's make sure that we still protect what makes Citrus County special. You know, we don't want to change that.
Yes.
You made a reference to Spring Hill.
Yes, sir.
I just lived here for a year now. We just moved here last summer. And I'm not quite sure what you're referring to by that reference to Spring Hill. What does that mean? There's something there that you don't like, but what
yeah,
is...
it just yes, sir, no problem. It seems like when that place was designed, there wasn't a lot of planning behind it. You see where there's literally houses with driveways that are coming off of the road, you know, and that's it. To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Okay.
We want to make sure that that doesn't happen here, that we have a lot of planning, that we can see the big picture, so that way, you know, it has a cohesiveness to it instead of it just looking like they did it piece by piece by piece.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, looks like Linda had a question she wrote in the chat box. What are you doing to encourage voter registration? Engaging youth are key to moving forward.
Absolutely. Well, you know, when I was getting my petition signed, I actually stood outside of where the courthouse is and was getting people to also register to vote as I was asking them to sign my petitions. And so I think that is, you know, is always good to have people out there doing that. But I will say when I was registered was when I was in high school. And so I think they're still doing that. I think that's very important to do that because that's how I was registered. And that's how I found out. Do I want to be a Democrat? Do I want to be a Republican? Do I want to be a nonpartisan? And I will tell you that when we were in school, in those days, you can tell the difference between now and then, because when I was in school, there was no hate behind choosing Democrat or Republican. They just kind of gave you the facts of, you know, this party kind of feels more towards this way. This party, you know, feels a little bit more towards this way, and let you make a decision. Now with everything going on,
everything is so hateful. I don't even know how those discussions would come into play. Because, you know, if your teacher was a Trump supporter, or if your teacher, you know, was on the other side, is that going to interfere with just giving the children information? You know, that's the key is, you know, I'm not a dummy. Just give me the facts and let me decide. Don't feed me your agenda. Give me the facts and I'll decide. Could that even happen right now the way things are? I don't even know.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm getting all excited. I'm sorry.
So,
Take it in class.
I'm passionate, you know?
how are we going to join back together, you know, as a human species, you know, the Republicans,
Yes.
Democrats, and not so much Republicans and Democrats, it's the Trumpies
Yes.
and
Yes. But
everybody
could
else.
you imagine having discussion like that right now in high school? And, you know, and if the teacher was one way or the other, and you're like, and they're pushing their agendas on your children, and it's like, no, that's not what this is about. This is about telling me what this stands for, what that stands for, and letting people make decisions, you know? And I think that's where we're going wrong here, you know, is just give me the facts and let me decide. Don't shove your agenda down my throat. I don't want that. I don't like it when it comes to religion. I don't like it when it comes to anything. I don't want anybody shoving, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to respect you and not shove mine down your throat either. It's just for, it's, you know, some of it is common sense. It's all about how you treat your fellow human being, right? I mean, those are simple concepts, simple concepts. I'm sorry.
No, I think you're right. We've become the land of the divided, and not, we needed to be the land of united.
Absolutely.
It's just every year, I think it just gets worse.
Worse. You're right.
Facts are important. Facts are important and truth is important.
Yes.
There's no such thing as alternative facts.
I
Facts
know. It's exactly. Yes, sir. And I feel like I'm smart enough that I can just take the facts and I can make my own decision. I don't want anybody trying to sway me one direction or the other. Let me decide for myself.
Okay, let's see. We got another question here.
Yay, I like this.
This is from Elissa. The organization Headcount reaches out to the high schoolers. They have a chart showing how early in each state one can register or pre-register to vote. They are focused on youth and prior COVID worked mainly at events like rock concerts. Locally, our League of Women Voters of Citrus County reaches out to youth. And that's fantastic.
That is fantastic. And that's what we were talking about, because we're not sure how it would go down in the schools. So then we're going to have to take out other avenues. So those are great avenues at rock concerts or whatever the case may be, where you know where young people are going to be, congregating. But like you said, right now with the COVID, everything's at a standstill.
Yeah. Yes, Lisa.
Unmute myself. Okay. I wanted to ask you, in this, you know, we are in an era of a lot of decisiveness and everything. And what would be like, once the election is over, no matter who gets in, we have to come together as a country again. Because
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's only in our best benefit, you know, to, like you said, to come together and to work together and to make sure that, because this has gotten really, really ugly. It is very, very scary out there. Me and my husband, we were just talking about maybe getting an RV and traveling, but the way the roads are and everything in the big cities, it would be silly. You know, I love my family too much to put anybody at risk like that. And how did we let this happen? How did we let this occur? How do we not care enough about our neighbor or, you know, the human being next to you that you would just trample over them? I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
And where
It's
did,
scary.
when did it get to be like, I mean, like,
It's hate. The word is hate.
a lot
You
of,
know?
and there's,
And I'm a lover. I'm not a hater. I'm a lover. So I can't understand that, you know? I can't understand it.
I just was wondering though, what can we do to sort of jumpstart that? Because you can't talk to some people no matter what you do. You can argue until you're blue in the face.
You're right.
And there's no, and then at the end, you just get so frustrated that you call them like to yourself.
A bad day. Yeah. You know, I think the key is to agree to disagree. If we could do just a tad bit more of that, you know, agree to disagree. You know what? I love you, Lisa. Maybe you feel like this and I feel like this. So we're just going to have to stop and just agree to disagree.
I'm afraid to put a sign on my lawn for who I'm.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
I'm afraid. I'm literally scared that
Yes.
my house won't be here or whatever. Not that I'm usually here all the time because of this, but like if I go out to a doctor appointment or whatever, I'm afraid that I'm truly afraid to put up a sign, whether it's for you or anyone else.
I understand that. I understand that.
It's not partisan. Just like I'm afraid. So what do we do to stop some of this? But I don't think we can at this point. It's worse.
You know, I think it starts with groups like this, you know, who come together and talk and then, you know, and spread the good word, you know, and it's all about, you know, love thy neighbor sort of feel to this, you know, I mean, it's got to be baby steps, I'm guessing. And the hate has to dissipate eventually, you would hope, you know, I mean, I don't really know if there's any kind of solution that a county commissioner can do other than make sure that we're protecting our community, you know. And I think our community has done pretty well. You know, we did peaceful protests, and they were peaceful protests. You know, they did what they were supposed to do. You know, and so luckily our community kind of is on the right page of some of that. You know, I know there's still probably hate one direction or the other, but at least you know, houses aren't being set to fire or anything of that nature, which is what's happening in some of these. Yeah. Yes. I'm on the thing.
When I went door to door and I learned that people also felt, as Lisa did, like signs could get you really in trouble.
Yes.
That also helps identify which side you're on. So it's like, wow, I didn't know that neighbor was, you know, a dim.
Yes,
But
I know.
eventually, you don't know until you put it out there. And I'm in a gated community. I've never lived in a gated community before. I moved to Terra Vista. And my goodness, they told me I couldn't have any signs. I went 8. So they said, well, you can have 1. So I'm a bad girl. I put 1 in the front yard, 1 in the backyard, 1 in my neighbor who was gone, because everybody's gone around here half of the year. And they said, you can't do that. So I had to not beat them, but join them. I became a board member, and now I understand Republicans rule. Simple as that. I mean, especially when you look at the voter registration numbers, 2 to 1, 2 to 1. So with people who haven't run on a Democratic ticket are wondering why there aren't any, you know, except for yourself. And it's just, well, look at the numbers.
Yeah, they say that it's just such a Republican, unfortunately, it's such a Republican county, Citrus County is. And so if you were, like, for instance, I think Sam Himmel, who is our superintendent for the schools, she was a Democrat, but to be able to actually, you know, unfortunately win, she had to switch to Republican. It's just our community, just like where Lisa was from up north, was so liberal. This one is so the other direction, you know. So if you actually, you know, and it costs a lot of money to run one of these elections, so you just don't want to do it for the heck of it. So you want to make sure that you at least have some sort of, you know, plan behind it, I guess, which is unfortunate.
Right.
It's unfortunate, but it's just a scenario in Citrus County, at least.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Go find
well,
Grandma.
Angel, I'm going to let you go. All right. I can hear someone hollering for you.
Yes, yes.
I
Yeah.
do appreciate you chatting with us.
Yes.
We're voting for you.
I would love to join this on a regular basis. I don't know if that's something you would allow me to do, but you know, I would love to be part of your crew, you know, so.
Well, definitely keep that in mind, all right? Just keep
Yeah.
your eyes open for an invite in your direct message box.
Yeah, yeah. Talk to everybody and make sure that they would like somebody like me, you know. But I enjoyed it. I loved answering your guys' questions, and each and every one of you guys seemed so wonderful. You know, very nice. I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's my first time. You know, so I was like, I don't know. Hopefully, I can answer everybody's questions. You know, but I had a great time, and I appreciate it.
You have our vote.
Thank you, Angel.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
You have our
And I-
support. You have
I
our
will talk.
Best of luck.
Hang in there.
Talk to you next time, maybe.
All right.
All right, thank
All
support.
right,
you
bye-bye.
for your time.
Toodaloo.
All right, geez, we can hang out here a little bit longer there. If anyone has anything they want to say, any comments about anything in general? What's going to happen
Thanks
to the
for
coffee?
stepping up,